Anne's wedding is coming soon. Finally, your role is over.
Where is this coming from so suddenly?
I don't need you anymore. I now declare that I don't need you anymore.
Hey, watch your language. What do you mean you don't need me? Once Anne got married, I, her father, am useless now?
You're not even her real father.
What are you saying? I've raised her for 15 years.
It took me a really long time. When Anne was 5 years old, I got remarried, and I've been putting up with you for 15 years. I think I did a great job.
Huh? Why are you complimenting me? What do you mean by putting up with me? You don't even know what I've been through.
Well, in the first place, I only saw you as my ATM, though. I admit that you were quite useful until now.
Are you serious?
Huh? Did you just realize that? It's pretty obvious that I got remarried only because I needed money to raise her. I've never found you attractive in our married life. That's too numb of you to realize it just now. I already got money for the wedding, so I don't need you anymore.
So you just wanted money from me? All that effort was for nothing?
Effort? You were just working, weren't you? I was the one who had been putting effort. You don't need to attend our wedding.
Hey, thanks to your habit of wasting money on useless things, I had to make more money than required. But still you're saying that? Isn't that a little bit cruel?
My habit of wasting money? I had to because you were so stressful to me. You should blame yourself.
I'm honestly impressed that you've got such a talent for blaming others. Plus, I've already greeted her husband. He's gonna think it's strange to see me absent from the wedding, right? Am I mistaken?
No worries, nobody cares about you. I can make tons of excuses. Like, you were busy with work, or I'm gonna tell them that I got divorced because you cheated on me. This house is gonna be mine too.
What? Our house? Do you want it that bad?
No, I'm saying I'll gladly accept your house. There shouldn't be many more payments for the house, right? Then I'll gladly accept your house. You better become homeless or something.
I didn't expect you, who I thought to be my wife, to be saying something like this.
Apparently, Anne's boyfriend works for a big company, so I don't need your easy money anymore. Anne's and her boyfriend's salary make me enough to live a decent life. You're completely done. So that's it. Can you just piss off?
So are you planning to change your ATM from me to them?
You should be thanking me for putting up with you for this long.
Ugh, whatever. I'm not sure if the lies will make it clear to them. But if you're saying that much, I'm gonna leave as soon as possible.
What's wrong being so obedient suddenly?
I didn't expect it to be this sudden, but I knew this was gonna happen one day.
That's a smart prediction for you.
I honestly agree with you. Then I'm gonna be out in a couple of days.
Thank you. I don't want to wash your clothes and stuff anymore. So better get going.
Okay, alright, I got it.
It's Anne's wedding day.
Okay. What do you want me to say? What do you want?
I felt pitiful that you can't even attend your daughter's wedding. So I'm here.
Are you making fun of me?
Not really. I'm not mocking you. It's just that I felt sorry for you.
Huh, is that so? So are you done bragging? If you're done, can I brag to you about something?
What is it? You don't even have anything to brag about, do you? You're just a homeless office worker. You got no place to live, no family, and you can't even attend your daughter's wedding. I don't want to be miserable like you in my 40s. Me? I'm about to go to Anne's wedding. You know that?
I love my condo.
What?
Didn't I tell you? I started to live in a condo since I left the house.
A condo? Stop joking around. How can you afford it? Are you starting to imagine things since you've become homeless?
I see how you don't believe a single thing I say, which is understandable. I've been hiding it well until now.
What? You've been hiding that.
I was fed up with your habit of wasting money, so I started to fake my yearly salary.
Huh? What do you mean?
But if you got to know that, I thought you'd start to waste even more. So I made another bank account and I sent some to it. I've been saving up for quite a long time.
What? Were you hiding your actual salary and saving up the rest?
You wouldn't believe me, but it is what it is. I didn't think what I did would turn out so useful this early, though. Since I don't have to listen to you anymore, I thought I should give it a try and go out and enjoy the rest of my life. So I bought a condo. I'll be easily maintaining this as long as you don't waste my money.
Wait, what?
What were you saying about me being homeless?
I don't care. I didn't know you were hiding and saving up, though.
Exactly. I tried to divide some of my assets when we got divorced, but you wanted the house, so I let you have it. But that's all you'll get from me.
Shut up. I'm not even jealous, even if you bought a condo. Anne's boyfriend is quite rich as well. I'll be living a better life than you in no time.
Come to think of it, I got to know him on the day he came to say hello to us. Anne's boyfriend works for a company, which is a client of the company I work for, and we get along pretty well.
What?
Even after saying hello to us, I personally went to drink with him a couple of times. Apparently he wanted a contract for my company. Since Anne's getting married to him, at least I thought I could try and make it work better for him.
What are you talking about?
But Anne doesn't have anything to do with me, so let's forget about it.
Huh? Wait a second. You got a connection with him through your work?
I didn't, but apparently he wanted to. If Anne sees me as her father in the slightest, I thought I could do something, since I took care of her for 15 years. But the messages I got on the day you told me to leave the house made me realize Anne was seeing me as her ATM as well, just like you.
No, that's not true.
Get out, ATM, LOL. That's what she texted me, and she's blocked me ever since. If she saw me as her father, she wouldn't do such a thing, don't you think?
I mean, it's just that she's in her rebellious phase.
Well, let's call it a day.
But Anne's boyfriend wants a great relationship with you, right?
That's exactly why I asked if it's okay for me to be absent. Well, I guess it's too late now. It could be that's why he approached Anne. Because he knew I'm her father.
Huh? What? You gotta be kidding me, right?
Well, the truth remains a mystery. Either way, we got divorced. That means we have nothing to do with each other.
I apologize.
What?
Let's go to her wedding together. After all, I'm sure she must miss you if you don't attend her wedding.
I definitely don't think she misses me. That's something you're very well aware of, aren't you?
No, that's not true. I'll tell her to make it right.
It's too late to ask me to forgive you all. Oh, I haven't even paid the wedding cost yet.
Huh?
You said Anne paid it with her credit card, so give me money afterwards, right? But now that we're strangers, I have no intention of paying it.
What are you talking about? Haven't you paid it yet?
Nope. It cost a lot of money. Well, I'm glad I now don't have to pay for it.
Wait a second. Stop messing around. Then what do we do about it? Who the hell is gonna pay for it?
I don't know. Maybe Anne and her boyfriend will pay for it. Anne must be bad at saving up just like you. She might rely on you, though.
I don't have any money either.
Then why don't you sell the house?
What?
I don't think you can sell it at the price we got it. But still, you can make some money out of it.
Wait, where should I live after that?
I don't give a single crap about that. Why don't you live in an apartment or something?
This isn't how it was supposed to be. I was supposed to live a good life after letting Anne get married.
I feel very sorry for you. I don't think you'll be able to live a life that's the same level as you were. Well, I think your life costs too much money if you stay as you are.
Alright, I'm gonna sell this house. So can I live in your condo together?
Are you nuts?
It's fine, right? Let's start over. We were married until a couple of days ago, so it's fine, right?
You're mistaken. I don't have any plans to live a life as your ATM.
It's fine, right? You're gonna be my savior.
If you want to say an ATM is a savior, why don't you work yourself and become friends with a real ATM?
There's no way I can work now. I haven't worked for the past 15 years. You know that.
Humans can do anything when they're required to, right?
I don't want to be required to.
Okay, alright. Whatever you say. I'm sure Anne is going to call you soon.
Come on, stop being stubborn and come back.
You told me that I don't have to go to her wedding. I wonder if she can even have one.
There's no way I'm gonna call it off. I've already invited my parents and relatives.
Even if you can hold one, I wonder if he really wants to get married to Anne.
Do something about it.
I told him that I have nothing to do with Anne because we got divorced yesterday. He looked quite iffy.
Have you already told him about that?
Either way, he was going to find out about it today. Not much of a difference.
Don't you want your daughter to be happy? That's too cruel.
Even if you're married just for the money, you can't be happy. That's something you're well aware of, right?
That may be true. Anyway, can you just persuade him? I'll get in trouble if he doesn't get married to Anne.
That's impossible. I don't have anything to do with it. Anyway, I'm happy for you that your dream came true. In the end, Anne's boyfriend was found to be a client of Robert. Apparently, Anne's boyfriend just wanted to get a promotion. As soon as he heard her parents got divorced, he broke off the engagement. The wedding was canceled. They decided to divide the cancellation fee and pay for it. But Anne had no money to pay for it and got in trouble. She panicked and contacted Robert and asked for his help. Robert had blocked her, so she couldn't get in touch with him. After that, Anne and Kate decided to sell the house. They started to live in a tiny apartment.
Hey, Wendy, have you heard from Dad recently? No, but I've heard from Mom. She's losing her mind over him. What's he doing now? Still upset about the stupid Eagles losing the Super Bowl? What's he not upset about? He's fighting with Uncle Butchie again. He's fighting with the neighbors. He's fighting with this one. He's fighting with that one. Yeah, exactly. She's had it with him. Going on a vacation with Aunt Millie. They're leaving early tomorrow morning. Flying, I think. Where? Something about Niagara Falls. Who knows with them? Why they'd fly there is weird, but I was half paying attention. So now we're stuck with him. Our dad all alone in that house is not a very good idea. Oh, what do you mean, Quinn? You mean the old white guy left alone with a safe full of guns in a rapidly changing neighborhood isn't a good idea? Yeah, something like that. Oh well, it's not like either of us is going to babysit him. No, that's definitely not going to happen. And that only leaves, you know who. Our only living relative, Uncle Butchie, the one Dad hates. Yeah, I suppose you're right. They'd probably kill each other. Or maybe work out their differences. You know, like rats in a cage forced to work together to save resources. Or forced to eat each other. Hey, what about one of those rent-a-nurse services that you see ads for in the back of the city paper? Wendy, those are prostitutes. Oh, well, how should I know? You're the one who's an artist. So, because I'm an artist, I should know about prostitutes? Okay, so a nurse is out. I think we're screwed, sis. Well, he'll be okay, right? He's not crazy or demented. He's just an angry old man. Hopefully, the weather will be nice and he can just stand outside and wax his Corvette all day. Don't you dare let him hear you call it that. I know. Call it a stingray. Ugh, whatever. So I guess I'll go over there and check on him in the mornings before work. To make sure he's alive? No. Well, yeah, I guess. How about making sure he's eating his vegetables? No, that's your job, because you're going to be checking on him in the evenings. Oh, come on. Do I have to? Yes, we have to. If we aren't going to stay the night there, this is the least we can do for him. I'm not sure that it's the least we can do. Okay, look, Dad is a difficult man. He always was, but he was good to us. I do love him. Yeah, I guess I love him too, even though he is a cranky old bastard. But I think deep down he's a big softie, right? No. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, well, let me know if the old man's croaked in the night. Oh my god, Quinn! Hey, Dad, how are you doing this morning? Dad, are you there? Dad! I'm here. Hold your dang horses. Sheesh. I can't work my phone like you young people can. Sorry, it's just, well, Quinn has me paranoid is all. Paranoid about what? That I'm going to keel over and die or something? Well, no, just concerned with Mom being gone and all. I can take care of myself. I was a bachelor for many years before I met your mother, you know. Oh yes, I know. I've heard the stories. Your bachelor days. Yep, that relatively brief period when everything seemed so possible. If only I could get back to that now, Wendy. Back to what, Dad? A careless, carefree youth? You're 70, Dad. Isn't it a little too late for rebellion? It's never gonna be too late for that. You kids don't know what a protest is. Back in the 60s, now that was a protest. You're talking about the 1860s? Hey, now don't you get smart with me too. Two? Dad, who else is getting smart with you? Everyone. Your mother, your Uncle Butchie, your sister. My sister? What's Quinn doing to you? It ain't her that's the problem, but it's what she inspires, you see. No, I don't see. Would you care to explain? Well, all these new neighborhood boys around here have little crushes on her, is what I'm saying. All these, well, you know what I mean, different boys. Different? Different from what? You know, us. Oh, I see, Dad. You see what? You hate the way the neighborhood is changing, so you're going to claim that those Venezuelan boys across the street? They're illegals! And how do you even know that? Do you have some confirmation of this? Any proof? You don't need proof when you've got instinct, Wendy, and I've got loads of that. Well, just focus on being mad at Butchie. At least that's familiar. Oh, to hell with Butchie. What are you fighting about this time? What do we always fight about? Everything. Our parents' funeral, that's what he wants to argue about. That he didn't get enough say in the planning. Well, they've been dead for over 25 years. Get over it already. Everybody else has moved on. Dad, I'm a little bit worried about you. I'm going to come over to make you breakfast in a bit. Do you need anything special? Oh, strawberry malted would be swell. Strawberry malted? I'll try to scrounge up a time machine and get you one. In the meantime, just relax. Go work on the stingray or whatever. Ah, good girl. You called it a stingray. You've learned much from your mistakes. Yeah. That should get my mind off of things, get me nice and relaxed. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna head out to the driveway now. That's a brilliant idea, Wendy. You must get that from me. Oh, I don't know about that. Wait a minute. What? Oh my god. Wendy, my stingray, it's gone! Hey, Wendy, are you going to be able to cover me tonight at Dad's or what? Again? Why do I have to do it? I have a life too, you know? I don't want to go over there again this week. Those kids are getting, a little bit intense. That little one especially. Oh, come on, babe. Angel? That little boy is so sweet. You don't know that. You don't know anything about him. He could have been sent by ancient forces to destroy me. I don't know. He just has a little crush on you. He's 10. I don't think you have anything to worry about. Yeah, I know that, but when I was there last night, he was waiting for me with a little bouquet of wildflowers. Aw, are you kidding? That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I know, but what am I going to do with them, you know? And how long is this going to go on? Sooner or later, he'll either grow out of it or move on to some other girl. Or find out that I like girls. Or that. Hey, maybe it was Angel who stole the stingray. Oh, come on. Yeah, he realized he could never have you, and in a fit of frustration and rage, stole your father's car. Very funny. Truth be told, his older brothers are some of the prime suspects. They and Dad have been warring all summer. Which ones are they again? Luis is 17, Javier is 16, Armando is 14. Oh, wow. And Dad is going up against that? Well, he thinks he is, but the retaliation has been months of water balloons and ding-dong ditches. Sounds like pretty harmless stuff. Yeah, but last week when they did the old bag of flaming dog poop on the porch routine, Dad stood on the porch and yelled out a racist epithet. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Dad. So that's a possible motive, but who Dad is blaming, of course, is Uncle Butchie. And why are they feuding this time? Was it the girlfriend Dad stole from Butchie in 8th grade? Or was Dad still upset that Butchie missed one of your dance recitals because he was in jail? Or maybe it was because their birthdays were just too close, or their mother hugged one more. Who knows? It's always the same with those two. So anyway, Butchie's supposed motive would be payback for something, I guess. Is there anyone else? Any other suspects? Well, Dad sure has pissed off a lot of people in this town over the years. Yeah, that's true. It could even be you or I. If it was you or I think you would be the one to do it. Me? Why me? You know, the free-floating artist, rebel type. Yeah, but that's exactly why you would do it, because you'd be the least suspect. I guess we'll see. No, we won't. I know neither of us want that car. Yeah, that's true.
Wendy, are you getting over here soon?
Yeah, I'll be over. Relax, Dad. Is everything okay?
These damn cops aren't returning my calls, and I need you to take me down to the station to talk to them.
We just talked to the detectives yesterday. I really think they are doing everything they can for us. They've been really helpful.
Oh, please, you call that being helpful? I wouldn't trust these jokers to detect their way out of a big paper bag.
I'm sure we're going to find the car, okay?
The Stingray!
Right, the Stingray.
It's just so frustrating, Wendy. Here I work my whole life just to get a little piece of security, have a nice Stingray and a nice house, and then the neighborhood up and changes from under me.
Yes, Dad. Demos are changing.
Demos? What in the hell is a demo?
It's short for demographic. You know, those people that you say are changing your neighborhood.
Oh, so you're talking like one of them now, I see.
Dad, you can have your beliefs or whatever, but you simply cannot abuse people. Now, I don't know whether those boys took your car,
Stingray!
your Stingray, or not, but you have to realize that your actions have consequences. You're 70 years old. I know that change is hard, but it's a fact of life.
You're going to lecture me about change, about consequences, about anything. I am your father, not the other way around, young lady.
No, I know I'm not your father.
Don't get smart with me. I'm old enough to know how the world works, and I'm old enough to know what's good for me in my neighborhood.
And you think screaming terrible names at children is good for the neighborhood?
They had it coming. Besides, I don't even think it was them anymore who did it.
Okay, then who do you think did?
That rotten dog of a brother of mine, Butchie.
So what's the topic of this week's argument, by the way? I've been meaning to ask you.
What do you think it is? The Stingray, of course.
The Stingray. Why the Stingray? What does that have to do with him?
It has everything to do with him. He helped me pick the thing out way back in the day, back when we were actually getting along.
Wait, you two ever actually got along? I don't remember that ever happening at all.
Well, of course you don't. It's because it was long before you were born, or your sister even.
Right, I figured.
Well, he helped me pick it out, and I'm ashamed to admit this to you, Wendy. I was a different person back then. You have to understand that.
Okay. I won't judge you. I promise, Dad.
And you can't tell anybody about this. Not your sister, not your mother. Even though she doesn't know about this, believe it or not.
Wow, really? Well, this must be juicy.
Now, if you're going to talk like that, I ain't gonna tell you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, I wanted that car real bad, but I couldn't afford it, you see. I was a good grand short.
Uh-huh, right.
But your Uncle Butchie, Mr. Bigwig, well, he could. So he came up from under me and was about to buy it himself.
Wow, sneaky move.
Yeah, so I went crying to your grandma about it. Like, really crying for real. Blubbering and everything. It was pathetic. And convinced everyone to make him loan me the money for it instead. So I got the Stingray, and in his eyes, his Stingray.
So you two have been fighting about that, and you think he stole it?
Well, it has to be the most obvious conclusion, don't it?
I suppose so.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm gonna go over to his trailer right now and confront him about this. I bet he's got it parked right out front.
No, he doesn't, Dad. We just drove past it yesterday, remember?
Yeah, well, he was probably out cruising then. Or he has it in a garage. Butchie's dumb, but he ain't that dumb.
I'll be over in a bit with some food, Dad. Just take it easy until then. Watch your Fox and Friends, or whatever. Or don't.
Ooh, hotcakes and sausage from McDonald's, a double order.
You don't deserve a double, but fine. Hey, Uncle Butchie. It's been a while.
Hey, Wendy. I'm sorry I haven't kept up. Dad and I were fighting at Christmas, so I wasn't invited over.
Yeah, what was that fight about again? Was it something about Christmas lights?
I can't remember.
Or something about him breaking the G.I. Joe you got one year?
Whatever.
You two are always fighting about something, aren't you?
Well, that's how he is. It ain't my fault. Certainly ain't my fault this time.
So what's going on this time? What are you two fighting about?
He knows why we're fighting.
Come on, you can tell me.
No, I can't actually. I've been sworn to secrecy. Scout's honor.
Sworn to secrecy by who?
By your dad, that's who.
Is it about the car?
What car? Whose car?
You know, the Stingray?
Oh, that car. Why should I care about that? I'm a Mustang guy.
Have you always been a Mustang guy?
Hell yeah, through and through.
Look, Uncle Butchie, you and I have always gotten along great, right? Quinn too.
Yeah, Quinn. How is she? I always loved Quinn. I always felt she took after me.
She's good, and yeah, she kind of did, for better or worse. But we really just need to know, for the sake of my dad's and the neighborhood's sanity, do you know where the Stingray is?
Oh, so you're gonna accuse me now too then, huh? Like father, like daughter.
What are you talking about?
Your father called me up this morning at about 3 a.m., drunker than a skunk, accusing me of this, accusing me of that.
What he did?
Yeah, luckily or unluckily, I was up drinking too, but I didn't even know the damn thing was stolen.
So you really don't know anything about it?
No, of course not. Why should I care about that old bucket of bolts?
Well, it's just that I heard that originally it was your car.
What?
Yeah, Uncle Butchie, Dad told me the story. It's okay.
He did he? When did he tell you about this?
Just earlier today, just a few hours ago.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. That thing was never mine.
Come on, Butchie, you can be honest. Dad told me the whole story.
There ain't no story to tell. Your father wanted the money for it, and I loaned it to him, and that cretin never paid me back. That's why we're fighting. I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to think your father was a deadbeat.
Really? Because he told me something different. Much different.
Yeah, and I bet he swore you to secrecy then too, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you immediately betray him like this to his mortal enemy?
Do you really think you two are mortal enemies?
It doesn't matter. I would never betray my brother's confidence. Would you betray your sister? Obviously, you would be your father's.
Look, we just want to help our dad, okay?
No, you don't. You just want to control him. You must take after the maternal side. Goodbye, first niece.
Wait, Butchie! Hey, Quinn. Hey, Wendy. Did you get any weird texts from Butchie? Weird texts? I had a whole conversation with him. What did he send you? Just like, hey, your father better give me what's mine, or hey, that thing belongs to me. What's his? What's mine? What did he talk to you about? Quinn, I'm gonna be a totally bad person and betray Dad's confidence. Is that okay with you? Nothing has stopped you before. Why stop now? Well, Dad told me why he thinks that Butchie may have taken the car. Okay, why? Did he lose his virginity in the back seat or something? Okay, first, ew, and second, no. He said that he couldn't afford the car, so Butchie wanted to buy it, but then he went literally crying to Grandma over it until Butchie loaned him the money. Holy crap, Dad admitted that to you? If he admitted something like that, then there's no way it isn't true. Did you ask Butchie about it? He sniffed out the fact that Dad swore me to secrecy, so he stopped me before I could, but he clearly knows where I was going with it. He has a very strict code of loyalty. Even though he hates his brother, he'd never betray his confidence, and he was pretty disgusted with me for almost doing so. Yet you just did it with me? Yeah? So, this is all obviously insane, but do you think Butchie took the car, Stingray, whatever? Honestly, no. I don't think he'd touch another man's wheels, even if he felt they should be his. Plus, Butchie has a record. He doesn't want to go back to jail. That's very true. So what are we going to do? Well, I can't just placate Dad with hotcakes and sausage for much longer. Maybe you can just get him so fat that he'll be physically unable to fit in the Stingray, and he can just sell it to Butchie at a reduced price. No, that won't work. I don't have time to sit in the drive-thru every morning. You know, this is obviously all just a misunderstanding, if what you're telling me is right. Why don't we just get them together over a few beers and some steaks in the backyard? Let them talk it out. You really want to introduce alcohol in this situation? Again? Well, I don't know. Maybe a beer and not whatever they were on the other night. Well, we're obviously not inspired to come up with any better ideas, so I guess we'll have a cookout. So you're just going to invite Butchie and not tell Dad? I guess that would be the easiest way, except how am I going to get him to come to Dad's house? I don't know. Lie? Tell him that Dad wants to make up. This is a stupid plan. And you tell Dad that Butchie wants to make up. Come on, they'll both soften up. Okay, maybe, but that still leaves the car and Dad's war with the neighbor kids. They TP'd his house last night. What? Are you kidding? Yeah, now Dad's sleeping with his shotgun under the bed. This is insane. Between them and Butchie, Dad's going to frickin' shoot someone. There has to be some sort of a truce worked out between them or something. A truce? Like what? What does Dad have they could possibly want? Well, I could think of one thing. What are you talking about? Me? Just go be nice to Angel for a few minutes. That's bound to humanize our family. Have you ever heard of the if you feed them, they'll never leave philosophy? Oh, whatever. Come on, do it for the family. I'll talk to the older one and see what I can do. So when is this cookout? As soon as possible. Today, tonight, now. Now? Yeah, you better go buy the steaks and beer. Me? Just do it so we can get this over with. Quinn, where are you? I'm just hiding in the bathroom in the tub with the doors locked. What about you? In the bedroom closet. Can you see out the window? Are they still throwing steaks at each other? Beer cans now, but neighbor boys have gotten in on it too. What? The neighbor boys are throwing beer cans? Oh no, they're throwing water balloons at each other, at Dad and Butchie, who are just ignoring them. Yeah, they're having a great time. Angel's on the sidelines laughing his butt off. So in hindsight, perhaps the beer wasn't a good idea then. Perhaps none of this was a good idea in hindsight. What even set them off? Did you even hear what he said? Oh, something about being a deadbeat, I don't know. And that was when Dad whacked him in the head with the A1 steak sauce bottle? Yep. So what should we do? Call the cops? Let them work it out between the two of them? All the guns are inside. Then why don't we just lock the doors so no one can get in and get one? Let them fight like men with fists and water balloons. I don't know. I don't want the neighbors calling the cops on them. Remember Butchie's record. All right. I guess I'll go out there and get the hose. Wait a minute. Quinn! Oh my God! What? What is it? It's the Stingray! It's coming down the street! Dad's Stingray? Are you sure? It's parked in the driveway! Oh my god, it's... So, Mom, how was the trip? Oh, honey, your Aunt Millie and I had such a great time. We saw Niagara Falls, went over the border to Canada, stayed at some lovely bed and breakfasts. You would have loved it. I don't know. I don't really like road trips. Oh, come on. Yes, you do. I thought you were going to fly. What happened to flying? Fly to Niagara Falls? Honey, we live in Pennsylvania. You must be joking. So why didn't you just take your car or Aunt Millie's? Why did you take Dad's Stingray? Because, honestly, I was just so mad at him that I felt like it. He's been so crazy lately with those poor kids next door and your Uncle Butchie. But you didn't even bother to tell him? I did tell him. We left early and I left him a note. You should have seen Millie and I. We were laughing like girls. I expected an angry call in a couple hours when he got up, but nothing ever came. So what happened then? My guess is that he was so distracted with whatever's going on in that head of his that he probably either half read the note or threw it out entirely. Well, it caused a lot of serious problems. Yeah, but it solved some too. Guess who's speaking again? What, Dad and Butchie? Really? They both knocked each other out with those A1 bottles so hard that they can't even remember what they were fighting about. Wow, that's great, Mom. So they're going to be okay. Oh yeah, they're just fine. We have a moment of respite until they find something else. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, I guess. Oh, thanks, hon. You too. Huh? So I thought they were flying to Niagara Falls. Oops, I must have heard wrong. Well, did you hear this? Butchie and Dad are getting along again. Yeah, I heard. That is until the concussions have worn off at least. I also heard the neighbor boys have been leaving Dad alone. What's up with that? Did you talk to them? Yeah, I talked to them. Okay, well, what happened? It doesn't matter. We worked something out. Oh, come on, tell me. You can't hold out on me after all this. Okay, fine. I agreed to have a juice box date with Angel on the corner tomorrow afternoon. Oh, a juice box date on the corner. Look at you. It's all very wholesome and innocent. Well, the neighborhood really is changing, isn't it? Yeah, and good riddance. You know, one of these days, Dad's not going to be around anymore. Oh, really? Is that how this works, Wendy? The whole life and death thing? You know he's never going to sell that Stingray car. It's going to go to one of us. I don't know. I think I have a better idea. The truce between the neighborhood boys and Wendy and Quinn's dad continued indefinitely, and much to Quinn's delight, Angel soon grew out of his crush. Uncle Butchie and their dad continued their hot and cold relationship, fighting on and off, although that year Butchie was invited to Thanksgiving and Christmas, but not Easter. 3 months later, Dad fell ill with COVID, and after one last reconciliation with his brother, he sadly but quickly passed. Wendy and Quinn drew up a contract with the boys, stating that they would take care of the Stingray just as their father would, drive sparingly, and agree that if they didn't, his ghost would be allowed to haunt them forever. They agreed. 7 years later, Angel drove it for the first time to take his date to the senior prom.